Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over a brand new powder from Too Faced Cosmetics. I have here the Born This Way multi-use complexion powder. Now as the name suggests, you can use this several different ways, but today I'm going to show you guys how to use it as a powder foundation and how I like it. I have used this other ways like they have suggested, so this is not a first impressions. I definitely have some thoughts on this, but I will tell you guys that after I get into the details, show you guys a demo up close and all that. For now, let me go ahead and get onto the Too Faced website. Born This Way Powder Foundation, undetectable medium to full coverage powder foundation, and it retails for $37 and you're getting 10 grams of product. There's 25 different shades to choose from, and the shade I got is the same shade that I use in their concealer right now. I got shade Vanilla. I don't have the foundation anymore, but I think I used that shade. I don't remember, but I picked out a good one because this is definitely my shade. It reads, get naturally radiant, flawless, smooth skin in seconds and touch up on the go with this do-it-all powder foundation. Use it alone for easy, natural coverage that lasts for 12 hours or over liquid foundation to set makeup and add additional coverage. Some of the details are that it's oil-free, it controls shine, long wearing for 12 hours, blurs the look of imperfections, reduces the appearance of fine lines, wrinkles, and pores, non-drying, photo-friendly, hides redness and discoloration, creamy and comfortable powder formula, and it has a 2-in-1 sponge for different coverage levels. This is what the component looks like right here. You open it up, you do have a mirror on the inside, and originally my powder said, I think, Born This Way. And then right underneath, when you flip this up, there is the sponge. I don't like these sponges to use to actually apply my makeup. I tend to keep these for touch up on the go. And I like that they have it like this, because if you take a sponge like this, if you've ever had a problem where you have a sponge and it's always sitting on top of your powder and you're touching up with it and it gets hard pan, it's because your little sponge is picking up the oils from your face, and then you're putting that sponge back on top of the powder and the powder starts to soak up those oils and it becomes hardened. So it's always nice to be able to put it right underneath. Now I'm going to go ahead and get into the demo, and like I said, I'm using this as a powder foundation today. However, I do not like this underneath my eyes, so the very first thing I do is go ahead and put on my concealer. I'm using my favorite GIORGIO Armani concealer, and then I went ahead and set that with my Huda Beauty baking powder. Now I want to take a brush. I like brushes because I feel like I can stamp in product, and you want to use something that doesn't have to be synthetic, but I think synthetic works just a little bit better when you're trying to really stamp something in, and something that has a little bit more of a flat top. This brush right here is from Royal & Langnickel. It is the Omnia BOM 180. There's several different ones that you can use. You're going to get great coverage out of the Artiste brush. You can use pretty much any flat kabuki. I used to use the 109 at MAC all the time, but this is the brush that I use today, and I basically just stamped this in to get the coverage. If you buff, you're going to get a little less coverage, but stamping it in, you are going to get a lot of coverage. And you can also go in with a slightly damp sponge and go over, and you're going to get even more coverage out of this. But I just took this all around and stamped on the amount of coverage that I wanted. Now, I gotta say that unless you put on a bunch of product, you're not getting as much coverage as I would have expected. So I would say this is definitely a medium coverage. If you build it up, you're going to be able to get that full coverage, but you're also going to look a little cakey. I feel like I put a solid 2 layers on my skin and then I look like a ghost. But keep in mind that a powder is going to darken throughout the day unless you go ahead and spray some type of spray over top of it. I did do that, so you guys will see in this close-up I'm going to show you right now. This is with everything done except for my highlight. I did not buff. I didn't do anything but put the color on my skin, and I sprayed a little bit of my Watermelon Glow Mist, and I still feel like I'm kind of dry. Not even kind of dry. I don't like the way that my skin looks right now, but I wanted to make sure you guys could see this before I went and added even more of my mist, added the highlight in, and gave myself some glow. I wanted you guys to see what this looks like without any buffing powders or anything on top of it. So you guys can see that. Feel like it feels kind of dry on my skin, and I feel like it looks dry. It's not my favorite. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I tried this with the sponge the other day and I did get great coverage, but again, when you're put that much on, I just didn't like how cakey it looked. Whenever you spray it, it does help, but it's still a little thicker than what I would like it to look like. Now, I also use this to set one of my foundations. I used it to set one of my more satin type of finish foundations, and I don't particularly love a powder foundation on top of foundation anymore. I used to because I wanted the coverage on top of coverage and I want to be matte. So that's kind of typical. I don't like that anyway. But I do use this quite a bit. This is from MAC. This is the Studio Fix Powder Foundation. As you can see, I have a spot missing out of the center of this. I love to use this with a sponge and touch up wherever I need to, instead of adding extra coverage with the foundation. And I don't feel like I get that cakey look that I ended up getting with the Too Faced. Another thing I want to mention is the Too Faced is 10 grams of product and it's $37. Now this one from MAC is 15 grams and it's $30, and it's gone up. It used to be like 25 and then 27. I think it even went to 29 or 28. It's $30 now, but still less than this and more product in here. And I feel like you definitely get a better finish out of this, especially if you're trying to use it as a powder foundation. I particularly like this because you can get the amount of coverage you need out of it right away, but you can also like buff it out and get a lesser amount of coverage like I have on today, and I don't feel like I look as dry. This says that it's a creamy type of formula, but I don't find it to be that creamy. Like I was expecting to feel, I don't know, just like silkiness, and it doesn't feel bad, but it doesn't feel silky to me. So I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting. So I don't love this. It does last fairly well. I don't find it to really last 12 hours on the skin by itself. I think it works better longevity wise just on top of a foundation. This is a fail for me. I do not like this as a powder foundation. I definitely like my other one more. I don't like it for touching up. I don't like it to set. It's just, I'm not thrilled with this, and I really thought it was going to be something that I enjoyed, but unfortunately for my skin type, which is combo by the way, so I get oily on my T-zone and then I am normal to dry on the outskirts of my face. Right now I'm not dry at all. I don't have any dry spots until I put this powder on, and apparently I think I do now, but I haven't had any issues with like, you know, crackiness or flakiness or anything like that. And I just feel like I had to put so much work into it to make it look semi-good. And I'm sure it looks good on camera. And it doesn't look bad in person right now. It's just not my favorite. I have to be completely honest with you guys. I don't like this. I will likely return it. If you are oily, you might like this a little bit more because it says it's not drying, but I think it's a little bit drying personally. Anywho, that's it, you guys. I hope this was helpful for you guys in determining whether or not you want to pick this up. If you have the same type of skin as I do, or you like the same type of products, I would probably skip, but I think this is best going to be suited for somebody with oily skin. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.